Moving along now, I'm going to look in this tutorial at using effects that you won't find with your copy of Vegas Pro 12 when you buy it first of all. You'll only be able to use the effect that I'm about to show you and similar types of effect if you buy them as a third-party effect, i.e. you buy them from a different source other than Sony so that they can subsequently be used within Vegas Pro 12. Of course, I'm referring to third-party video effects, and you might be wondering why I'm actually going to cover this during this course if you don't get them with Vegas Pro 12 when you buy the program. Well, I'm covering this particular effect because it will save you a considerable amount of time, certainly in my case, when I am creating this video for the band. Now, the effect that I'm about to bring in is quite CPU hungry, so I'm going to remove the newsprint and the mirror effects that we integrated in the last couple of tutorials. So by clicking on here once more, I bring up my video effects user interface, and therefore by selecting my newsprint there, I can click on this button to delete it from our video event effects chain. And because it gets deleted, then the next effect in our chain, mirror, that's automatically selected. So I can instantly click on this button once more to remove that. Okay, we're good to go, so I'll click on the cross there to close this. Now, not only are we going to look at using third-party video effects, in this tutorial I want to show you this button here. Because of the way I've got my screen set up, then I'm maximizing what I can see at one time. And these little buttons at the side of every panel that you have, well, they allow you to not remove that particular panel, as we have done with the trimmer window, but this allows you to collapse that particular panel. So, for example, at the moment we're looking at Project Media, Explorer, Transitions, Video Effects and Media Generators as one panel with the various tabs. We're actually looking at the Video Effects tab. Well, if I click on here, that now collapses all those tabs out of sight, resulting in, right across the top of our screen, I see my main preview monitor. And at this large user interface footprint, then by clicking across with my CTI across the timeline, then I get a very much bigger, a much clearer view of our film. Anyway, before I get to that stage, I want to add this effect, this third-party effect. So clicking on here once more collapses that out of view and brings back into focus, in this case, our Video Effects tab. Right, I'm going to click on my third-party folder there, and in fact I'm going to open it up, of course. I need to see what's inside it, and you'll see many different effects in here. Now, the majority are these new blue effects. I don't want to use any of those for this tutorial. I'm going to use the one at the top there, Magic Bullet Lux. This is a third-party video effect bought from a company called Red Giant, and is a great video effect for when you are looking for something that's going to save you an incredible amount of time. So I'll select it then. You won't see much of a preset at the right there because we've not actually loaded this in yet. Now, you saw previously how easy it is to left-click on the actual text itself, i.e. Magic Bullet Lux. Left-click and drag that down on top of our event. Well, here's a different method. Left-click on your preset there, this default, and then drag that down onto your event. It does the same thing, okay, and once you've done that, you'll now see Magic Bullet Lux, or whichever third-party effect that you are loading up. In our case, Magic Bullet Lux is now in our video event effects chain. As I say, there aren't any presets that you can use at the moment. What you have to do is click on this button here where it says Edit, and then that will load up this particular third-party video effect. So I'll click on Edit now, and Magic Bullet Lux opens up. Now, because of the way this is configured, I can't reduce its size, so you're not seeing everything at the moment for this Magic Bullet Lux, but I'll try and keep on screen what is necessary for us to see. For example, now that it's running and I want to use a preset, all I need to do is roll my mouse over to the left-hand side here, and then instantly all our presets emerge from the left-hand side. And as soon as I do roll my mouse over here, well, you can see these presets. At the moment, this is categorized as cinematic, but there are many more. I'll click on here to close cinematic. And then you'll see all these different categories that I could use. For example, if I roll right down here to special effects, of course I can use any of these presets. But appropriately, seeing as we are making a music video, I'm going to open up my music videos category here and then vertically scroll down to see what these presets will look like when integrated into our event. And keeping your eye on the event, that's what it looks like at the moment without the preset integrated. But as soon as I click on one, Dream Look, for example, then you can see there, certainly when I move the cursor over here, the preset panel disappears. Well, you can see better this dreamy preset with a soft focus vignette and a more rich, saturated colour. Well, I think that would work for a boy band. However, I don't think it's going to work for this rock band, so let's change it. I'll roll the cursor to the left again and choose something different. Perhaps green pearl will do. What do you think? I quite like that. I think this will work quite well. So whatever you do choose then, go down to the bottom right of your user interface for Magic Bullet Lux and you'll see this finished button. Well, simply click on it to go back to Vegas and the video output effects user interface here. And you'll see that this Magic Bullet Lux has been added, and where it says edit, we could edit any of those particular parameters. Well, I'm going to leave it at the defaults there and click on the cross to close this. Okay, now I should really use the navigation button to collapse our panel like we saw at the beginning of the tutorial, or alternatively you could simply grab the divider here, left click and drag to the left to enlarge your view. And if I grab my gripper down here and zoom in, then by moving my CTI across our timeline, I can check this out to see what this will look like when I render this out as a finished clip. Okay, now I'm going to do a quick save, and I'm going to pause our recording, and I'm going to do a render. Remember what we did in a much earlier tutorial? And I've only rendered it out to iPod size for this tutorial, and therefore I'm going to place it in the middle of our screen in a second so that we can watch this through. Okay, here we go.
In the sound of I don't care, I can just imagine what's going on in there, but I cannot fathom as we dance along the air.
Okay, great stuff. I think that looks much better and has saved me a considerable amount of time with this original video clip so that I don't have to go through colour correcting and tweaking the contrast, etc, and perhaps saturating the colour. Using that preset with a third-party video effect, Magic Bullet Lux, has saved me a considerable amount of time. Okay, right, we'll finish up here then and I'll see you in a moment.